Hello everyone and welcome to another brutal mission. This one is called Salvation and it is the last mission of the main Legacy of the Void campaign. It is in my top 5 or perhaps my top 3 hardest missions of the entire game. Now in it you have to protect the keystone until it recharges. There will be enemies streaming from 3 lanes or 3 paths and your allies will protect each one. You'll have the Dark Templar to the left, the Preservers to the right, the Purifiers, to the right, and in the middle you'll have the Tal'Darim. Enemies will pour in, there will be a lot of Zerg incoming, and the Golden Armada. And what is the Golden Armada? It's protoss units, a lot of protoss ships. We're talking carriers, Tempest, scouts, warp prisms, and alongside them on the ground you'll get Colossi, Immortals, and Reavers. So heavy duty Protoss army will attack here and there. You are limited to 2 bases. I recommend taking the second base as soon as you can, and you will also lose your ship abilities. I think at about the 10-minute mark is when you lose your first ship ability, and then from that point you begin losing the rest within about a 5-minute interval. So at the 10th minute you'll lose the first, second at the 15th, third at the 20th, and then at the 25th, the last ability. You always lose them in that order, as far as I can tell at least, from left to right, so use them wisely. The key here, how did I do it? Well, it was Dark Archons. I've looked up some information about this one, and I think some people are saying that mass Tal'Darim Void Ray works well, but for me it was the Dark Archons. I did have some Colossi as well, because you do get streams of Zerg units like Zerglings and Hydralisk and so on, and the Colossus really helps. What seems to be essential is to defend the bases of your allies. In other words, you shouldn't let them fall. What does that mean? Each of them have a nexus, and if the enemy destroys the nexus, they're gone. I do believe the units they produce gradually become stronger, so hold on to your allies as much as you can. Obviously at the very end, when the keystone is at about 90%, you will get almost an uninterruptible stream of units coming to you. And one of my first attempts, at that point all of my allies were gone, and as soon as that stream came in, I could never get past like 97% or so. I would just get completely overwhelmed no matter what I did. And so you kind of need your allies so that they can hold for a few extra percentages till we can get it. And the main strategy, of course, getting to it, is the Dark Archons. Research the Dark Archons' ability to mind control and use it on the Protoss Golden Armada. Not so much the scouts, but really everything else is very useful. Try to get as many carriers and Tempest as you can. Also try and get Colossus and Reavers. So get as many of those as possible. Good thing about the mind control is that it does not add to your supply, not at all. So the more you mind control, the better. Now, how do you most efficiently mind control? You have to pay attention that the mind control's range is, well, it's not very short, it's not very long either. It's probably like a Marine's range, perhaps, maybe a little longer, I'm not quite sure, but it's sometimes hard to mind control the ships when they're hovering over edges and stuff like that. So what I found to be the best way to do it is make your army move to where the Golden Armada is. Send them on move, not on attack. And as they're moving, hold the R button, or whatever button is your mind control, hold it and just click on all the units you want to mind control. This way, your army will move to the location where the Golden Armada is, and only the Archons who receive the commands to mind control will sort of separate and go and mind control their unit. If you make an attack move to the Golden Armada and then decide to mind control, what would happen is the other units will get in the way of those Archons that want to mind control, because they will be busy attacking. But instead, if you tell them to move, the other units will sort of make way for the Dark Archons. They won't clump up. Now that might seem like it's not very important, but trust me, it makes a huge difference how you do it. Like, I failed a couple of times, had to reload the save to find out the proper way to do it. Oh, another tip. you might not want to use upgrades, because you might control the units straight up with the upgrades. And I believe there are like 2, 1 and 2 upgrades already, so I felt like it was unnecessary to make any upgrades. And the final tip, you may have to eventually split your army, because you do get pushes from multiple fronts that they cannot hold, and you might need to split. So I will leave you with the rest of the video. I hope that helped you. I hope you managed to execute the Dark Archon strategy. You may try this Mass Tal'Darim Void Ray, which I read it works. I haven't tried it, so I can't say anything for it, but the Dark Archons do work. So good luck to you. Thank you for watching, and until next one, stay tuned and be good.
Your allies' base is besieged.
Must have energy. Weak, powerless.
Submit!
The Spear of Adun has taken a direct hit. The fabrication matrix is unresponsive. Chrono Surge can no longer be activated.
Warriors, a stream of enemies will be upon us shortly. Stand firm, and we shall resist them. Your allies' base is besieged. Your allies' base is destroyers have engaged the enemy. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
We are as one. This war.
Your allies' base is besieged.
We meet the enemy in battle. We meet the enemy in battle. Thoughts mean chaos.
The primary entrance has been breached. The Tal'Darim have been overrun. Reinforce their position immediately.
The assault cluster is failing. Solar Lance is offline.
The Keystone's energy matrix has reached the halfway point. We must hold on.
Detecting multiple enemies on approach. They're attacking 2 entrances at once.
Conflict arises.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
detecting a much larger force from the Golden Armada inbound on the Keystone. Be prepared.
You say energy. Need energy.
Base is under attack. Your allies' base is besieged.
I will remake this universe as it should have been. Perfect. The enemy in battle.
Your allies' base is besieged.
Come, brothers. Join me in glorious battle. We are as one in chaos.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Hull breach detected. Defensive lattice is offline. Phoenix can no longer be deployed. This side.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
Warfield stabilized. This warrior awakens.
Enemies are swarming against all three entrances. Resist them, brothers!
Chronometrics steady. Thoughts. Conflict arises.
Your allies' base is besieged. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
We meet the enemy in battle.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
We meet the enemy in battle. In lust. We are as one. Your will is ours. Must. The Golden Armada, a shining symbol of arrogance. Let your pride, your downfall. Will go. Energy. We are as one.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
As you. We are as one. Rises. We are as one.
ships are diving headlong into the Spear of Adun! The core is going critical! Hierarch, we can no longer support you!
You have done enough, Rohana. The Keystone is approaching full power. Evade them as long as you can.
Base is under attack.
Their blood is on your hands, Artanis.
False savior!
Your defiance means their death.
Hierarch, I see an unending tide of protoss signatures. He's sending every last one of the possessed Templar against the Keystone.
We will hold Karax. We must.
Base is under attack. Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack.
The northern entrance has fallen. We must reinforce the Nerazim's position immediately.
The Keystone is approaching maximum energy output. Victory is nearly upon us. Do not lose hope, brothers.
This warrior awakens.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Your allies' base is besieged.
Our defenses have been breached, and our nexus is under attack. Where is your promised aid, Hierarch? We meet the enemy.
Artanis, I must retreat. You have to carry on this fight, Hierarch. For our people.
This warrior awakens.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Base is under attack. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
I have no intention to die for this cause, Artanis. If you cannot protect me, I shall not aid you. This warrior awakens.
Energy matrix charged. The Keystone is ready, Hierarch.
Solendis! Hear me! Solendis! Templar! Rid yourselves of Amon! Sever your nerve cords!
We are one in the color.
Without the color, what will we become?
Free. Rise. Believe.
Intaro Artanis!
The Dark One has been banished back into the Void. For now, we are free. All of this because of you. I will bring our great dream of a unified protoss to bear. We will gather the survivors, rebuild our cities. We will reject our old divisions and forge a new society. Together, we will shape our destiny amongst the stars.